little bit about, we've known each other for years, of course, like all the other dojo instructors, but for the benefit of everybody else out there, can you give me a little bit of your background and how you started teaching this course?
Okay, so the first edition, I think, started more than 10 years ago. And the goal was to do a first IPv6 dojo for PACSEC. And it started while I was doing my PhD. And that's when we met the first time in Tokyo. I was doing my PhD on mobile IPv6. And at that time, I was developing the IPv6 support in Scapy, which is also a big part of the dojo, because I use it to teach IPv6 attacks and how IPv6 works. So 10 years ago, it was a quick introduction, IPv6 introduction. And the class grew like...
Everybody in those days was wondering, what is IPv6? But we've come a long ways from that time, haven't we?
Yeah, but and that's also why the class grew. So at first, it was a small introduction, and then like over 10 years, new attacks were presented. And then I managed to put more content into the class. For example, like I think last year, I decided to have a go with a further. So there's one part dedicated to AFL. So we take one IPv6 implementation and we try to break it. It works. And that's a bypass of an IPv6 detection tool. So the content is slightly evolving. And my goal is to take someone with no IPv6 knowledge and try to show them why IPv6 can be used to build a better network. For example, to have because we have a lot of addresses where we can do a nicer network segmentation. And also the other part of the class is a bit like more attacking IPv6. I'm trying to explain that IPv6 is not more secure than IPv4, and we have the same kind of attacks. And because the protocol is not well known or well deployed, from time to time we have new attacks. And of course, the goal is to show we can implement these attacks with Scapy.
So how would you describe sort of your average student, and what kind of knowledge does a student need to have going into your course to get full value out of it?
The minimal requirement will be to be fluent with networking, IPv4. For example, you have to know how address resolution protocol works, like finding a MAC address from an IPv4 address, because that's a big part of IPv6, big change. You need to know regular things like ping. You need to be fluent with the command line, because at first, for the first class, I brought my own IPv6 network to Vancouver. It was not really convenient. And during the class...
remember all the problems we had trying to get IPv6 in hotels.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not that nice. And during the class, some students, like, they're able to break the network before the other students. So that's a mess. So it's not nice for students because they can't experiment at their own pace. So for this class, I decided to rent a huge server, and each student, they have their own small IPv6 network, and they log into the network with SSH, and they can break everything. And I think that's quite nice because they can experiment. They can reboot the virtual machines. They can play with attacks, and depending on their skills, they can implement the attacks themselves with Scapy from scratch. And I give them snippets of code, or I give them the full solutions. Or from time to time, they can also use like existing tools like THC IPv6, which is a nice attacking tools with a lot of things pre-developed. Again, my goal is to have some deep hands-on on IPv6. And after the class, my aim is that the students are able to play with IPv6 in their companies, for example, build a stronger IPv6 network, and try to deploy IPv6 themselves.
Well, I'm pretty excited about the stuff you've done with virtualizing the school environment, I guess the lab environment for the course. I think that that'll make a huge improvement. So let me ask you. This is the fun question. Do you have any fun anecdotes about students or what's past courses? What's been some of the funnest? Has anything funny ever happened during these courses?
I'm pretty sure one guy took the class twice in PACSEC.
Oh yeah. Did you do better on the exercise the second time?
I forgot. Funny.
So let me ask you a different question. So when the kind of people that are going here, what's a typical sort of student profile, the folks who come to your course, and what do you think that is the most popular thing that folks are looking to take away from it?
There's two kinds of people, like network and sysadmins, trying to understand IPv6 better, especially from the security point of view. So they want to learn IPv6 quite fast, and they want to know what they should do to protect their network. And I think the key question is, will IPv6 be an issue, security issue for my network if I'm trying to deploy IPv6? So should I deploy it? And the other kind of people are more like pen testers, and they are looking for new ways to attack networks, and they want to understand if IPv6 could be this kind of tool. And from their point of view, the question is, could I use IPv6 to attack and to perform to attack a network, or to perform a pen test? And which kind of tools should I use, and what can I do?
Sounds like a great way to power up on that in your course. Anyway, thanks. That's great. Look forward to seeing your course. See ya.